Hey friends, so do you want to know something that I learned recently that is pretty interesting? Everyone wants to rule the world. And I'm not joking, I am not kidding. Like, it's not about money, friend. It really is about control. Now, when that song said, everybody wants to rule the world, they were actually so serious. Friend, they was so serious about that song, dead serious. So, of course, I love to do my little bit of research. I love finding out about new things. And I was watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, Diary of a CEO. If you do not know about it, please check it out. They have some amazing guests on that show, from award-winning doctors to psychologists to just really like people who are really, 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 really good in their field. Like, they know what they're talking about. So I came across this one video about power dynamics, and I really wanted to share with y'all like some of the like things that I learned from that video, right? So like the first thing is, and this is so cool, is instead of criticizing directly and saying something that you don't like, ask the other person, is that the best you can do? Girl, I was like, I'm gonna have to use that in my next little debate. I'm like, girl, is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can? Instead of us going back and forth, because I also learned this cute little saying that was like, you don't argue with the fool because onlookers won't know the difference. And this little statement right here, that just sums it all up. When you are just like, if you want the upper hand on somebody and you going back and forth, honey, you just ask, is that the best you can do? That is what that's going to do, friend. What that is going to do is that it's going to get the other person thinking. It's going to make them stop in their tracks and be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that response. I was expecting you to egg me on. I was expecting you to fully debate me. I was expecting a more volatile, emotional reaction from you. But you asked me if it's the best I can do. It's totally going to throw them off, and it's going to give you the upper hand. Girl, have your little moment. Be like, is that the best you can do? Flip a hair. Girl, put your hair back. Is that the best you can do? Is it? The second thing that I really found interesting about this video about power dynamics, friend, is that everyone wants pleasure, fantasy, and illusion. And if you, my friend, could be the one to supply it, you'll have all the power again. Now, this really made me start thinking, because I don't think that we understand how much control media has, how much influence art has, how much advertising has on our day-to-day lives without us even knowing it. Someone along the way was just like, this picture can move mountains. This video can influence thousands and millions. Like, media has such a strong hold on us, and it can really very much shape your reality. So if you can control what people see on a day-to-day basis, you can very much control how they feel, and you can have the power. So remember, illusion, fantasy, and pleasure, those are just like some things that everyone wants, right? It's something that we all want. That's why we play video games, to get into that fantasy world. That's why we read fictional books, right? That's why we watch these shows and we watch these movies. They're so high and they're so fantastic, and they're so out of this reality. Yes, so that was something else I found really interesting about power dynamics. Be the one to control that. Also, friend, sorry, I had to read this a little bit. I got my little handy dandy book. We write all our stuff down. Friend, just a little tidbit. Write things down, especially if you're like me. I'm an overthinker, and I will circle the drain. Circle it. I mean, my mind just spins and spins and spins, and sometimes it literally makes me crazy. It literally keeps me up at night. Sometimes I cannot sleep. I've gone like almost 24 hours plus more of just not sleeping because my brain just will not turn off. Simple solution, girl, write it down. Take a pen, take a paper, whatever's in your head. First thing, scribble, 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 cross it out, scribble some more. Right, friend. It is so good for you. Journal as well. But back to the power dynamics, girl. So you have to understand the people you are dealing with. Get to know their nature. Right? Now, what does this mean? And I'm still like unraveling this myself. All this stuff I'm still very much like learning myself. I just really thought it would be cool to share it with you. But really get to know people's nature. How is this person? Oh my goodness, what is that saying? If someone shows you their true colors, believe it. If someone shows you who they are, please don't go around and be like, oh no, that's not actually that. No. Get to know their nature. If they're a kind-hearted person, get to know more of that. Get to know why they're a kind-hearted person. If that person is really like stuck up and they think that they know it all, well, girl, talk about it. Well, what did you do for school? What did you do in school? Like, how did you get this much knowledge? Why do you feel so superior? Get to know their nature. Really, just like, oh my goodness, that's just a really big topic. Get to know people, friend. If you want power, get to know people, because then once again, that control is in you. You can, it's so good. Oh my goodness. And this last point, friend. And I've been trying to actively like put this into my life because I try to be fair. I was like, I've always tried to be the fair person. I've always tried to do the right thing. I've always tried to go to the high road, right? I am always the person that's just like, no, we have to do this by the rules. Honey, use whatever leverage you have. Use whatever you have in your arsenal to get by. I cannot explain this even more. If you have it, use it. Whether it's fair or not, no one is playing by the goddamn rules. No one is playing by the rules. So if you have an unfair advantage, use it. Use every lever. Use every connection. Get to know people. Once again, if you know people's nature, that's a leverage. You know how that person operates. If you can, once again, if you know about the illusion that they want to live in, that is an unfair. Use it, friend. Use it. It is there. That is what everyone else is doing. You still have power, honey. I spent so much of my time, and let me be clear. I think it's still very important to be as fair as you can. Right? Because I say it all the time. The only way to get through this life is with each other. We are a social species, which means that I cannot live without you and you cannot live without me. We cannot live without Janice from HR, who's getting on our nerve. Even though she gets on our nerve, we still need her, hon, for the survival of our species. We need each other. So I'm not saying to be always unfair. I'm not saying to always be dirty and to put people under you. But if you have a little bit of leverage that you can use to get yourself up there, to get you to where you need to be, girl, use it. Use it. I spent so much time saying, ooh, I can't do this. I can't do that because it's unfair. It wouldn't be nice of me. That is not a nice thing for me to do. That's not a nice thing for me to say. Or what if, I say this one thing and that person gets upset? Girl, who cares? It is a feeling. They'll get over it. They will get over it, fair, and you use that unfair advantage. It is an advantage, and you have places to go. Honey, we got places to be. I have so much deconstructing to do. And the more that I learn, the more that I look around, the more studying that I do, it's like my cranium just keeps cracking open. My eyes are changed, and I just, every time I learn a new piece of information, friend, it's like my entire perspective changes in the world. The world that I view is a little bit different. And at times, it's so scary. It's so terrifying at times. And then on the flip side, it's also like, shoot, now I know how to move. Now I know what to do. And I try not to beat myself up about it because I feel like some people out there already know this. I feel like a good majority of people know this. But if you don't, friend, because of the way that I did it now. And I want to tell as many people about the things that I learned about this world, about the history of this world, about this power dynamics, and just as much as I can. As much as I can, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how someone's imagination came true and now we have to live in their imagination. Like, somebody created all of this. Somebody created the society. Somebody thought of the houses that we live in. Somebody thought of the cars that we drive. And then they made it into reality. And they put all this advertisement. And they made the illusion. They made the fantasies. They made the plays that shape our reality today. And sometimes I just sit back and I think, I'm like, how much of me is actually me? And how much of me is actually dictated by, like, the imagery that's around me, the advertising that's around me, the illusion, someone's imagination that they actually just brought to life that now I have to live in. It's wild, friend. And if I can share this with you, and if you can share it with someone else, and we can just share it together, because once again, there is no getting through this without each other. Hold someone's hand, care for someone, please. Please. If you don't have empathy, learn about empathy. I understand that not everyone has empathy, but you can learn it. It is a learned skill, I promise you. But as I always say, friend, you got this. I got this. We got this. Keep holding on. Keep holding on. And remember, girl, if you can provide the illusion and fantasy and use your leverage, you got power. Don't let no one take your power away from you, friend. You got this. You got this. Now keep going. I'll talk to you later. Bye.